Welcome to What I Wish I Knew. In this segment, we're going to discuss homeschooling through the middle school and some basic needs of a middle school student. This topic is huge, and we could talk about it for weeks. We hope to just shed light on some of the mystery of this age group and point you in the right direction. Strap on your seatbelt and let's hop into this topic.
It was when we first reached the middle school age that I began to seek outside support in the form of weekly classes. This age is very appropriately named middle school for the reason that the child is tween, caught in the middle between elementary and high school, between childhood and teenage. It is a confusing time for us as parents trying to let go a smidge while taking a half step back at the same time. I remember wondering at times, what is my child doing, or why is she acting this way? What I came to understand is that truthfully, sometimes they don't even know themselves. They laugh, they cry, so is the life of a tween, hormones ebbing and flowing like the waves upon the sand. The good news is that this too shall pass, and the best news is that God made these sweet tweens and has a plan already in place for them. So what is a homeschool mom to do? It worked to have a third party start to touch my child's life 1 or more days a week, other trusted voices that could help teach my child, and a classroom of other students that provide a healthy peer group. I found that the same student that would not always be inclined to finish their schoolwork was not about to show up for class unprepared. There was someone else besides mom to look at their work, share their discoveries, and contribute to their learning. I also felt that my children had heard my voice for years, and while I have personal strengths, I also have weaknesses. And by bringing other voices and strengths into my students' world, I felt that they would become well-rounded.
The purpose of these middle school years is to prepare the students to enter high school. That is one reason why introducing grading at this age is a good idea. It's a gauge that is tangible and helps the student adjust how they do things based on the feedback they receive. For me, it was a huge blessing to have someone else grade my child's papers, because it was not emotional. What I mean by this is sometimes as the mother of my student, I would think, oh, we've had a really busy week, or, oh, I know she meant to finish this in her heart. Well, you get the picture. While this is understandable and compassionate, it is not helpful to my student and doesn't really prepare them for the future. The invaluable skill of learning to adjust accordingly when they've had a busy week or are dealing with an illness or forgetting a paper at home on the day it is due will propel them forward and will serve them well in the long term of life. Ironically, this is an age where we start to teach our children to govern their workload and to keep track of their own assignments, yet at times they are so scattered you just feel for them. The kindest thing you can do is accept that you are in a time of training, and don't lose heart when you have to repeat what you have told them and when you have to watch them miss the mark because they have been disorganized or forgetful. Let them experiment with cause and effect. Sometimes they will be successful, and sometimes they will fail. The most important thing is that they learn and grow, which comes from our failures as well as our successes. It's been said that it hurts us more than it hurts our child at times. Homeschooling, like parenting, is definitely not for the faint of heart. Allow the process. Continue to support your child. I encourage you to pray and take it to God, the maker of your child and the maker of you. He formed you both, and He will get you through this season.
So what can you do to help your child become more organized? A system that works well is to post the week's assignments on a printout, large tablet, or a whiteboard. This can help your student see the big picture for the week and work independently to accomplish the goals set before them without waiting on you to organize their time. Check in with them to see if they are on track. Middle school students are still in training. Some students will organize their work and plow through. Some will benefit from a formal schedule that will break their workload into smaller segments of time. For instance, sometimes the tendency is to want to plow through a workload until, let's say history is done. I have found it effective to say to my student, let's set the timer for 45 minutes, and you see how much history you can finish, and then we'll switch to science for the next 45 minutes. This works for some, but others may want a daily schedule that is the same every day. This schedule could be posted in their planner or on the wall. An example of a schedule might be, say, 8:30 devotion, 9 to 10 math, and so on and so forth. Really, the goal is for them to understand what schedule works for their day.
The foundation of everything we do is about our relationship with God and building character in not only our student, but in ourselves. I have often pleaded with God to give me something big to do. I have begged for Him to use me for His kingdom and His glory, to let me be His vessel to change the world. During one of these times, I felt that God was saying deep down within my heart, I have given you something big to do. Within your own home is a big job. I have given you the children you asked for and given you the job of homeschooling them. The truth is that that when this job I had been given got too hard and I could not see any rewards, I wanted something else big to do. Perhaps you have asked God for the same thing. I am here to tell you this is a big job, and it is hard at times, but the rewards are priceless, and I'm definitely better for the challenges it brought into my life and the perseverance that has been required of me.
Psalms 25, verses 4 through 5 says, "Show me your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. Guide me in your truth and teach me, for you are God, my Savior, and my hope is in you all day long." Well, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and if you know someone that would be blessed by this message, please pass it on. That's all for now. We look forward to talking with you next week about homeschooling high school students. Have a blessed week, and thanks for joining us for What I Wish I Knew.